63% of single individuals in the US are not looking for romantic relationships or casual dating opportunities, according to a recent Pew Research study. Men, why are you single? Within the pool of individuals open to dating, a large number are seeking long-term, committed partnerships. Those in search of companionship are typically open to connecting with individuals who possess varying qualities and backgrounds. The dating landscape varies greatly based on age, gender, and orientation, impacting individuals' perspectives on their dating prospects. Story 1. Where is a guy supposed to go to meet women? Someone replied, finding a woman is actually quite similar to finding a job. You could go online and cast a wide net to as many women jobs as possible. They are usually receiving a large number of interested people, so they can be picky and are often flaky and don't call you back. They don't know you, so they are wary to rush into any commitment too fast. Some people find success. The process can be soul-sucking. However, networking bypasses a lot of those issues. Talk to friends and family. Maybe your friend's sister's yoga instructor is single. Maybe your aunt's coworker just got out of a bad relationship. Everybody is within a few steps of someone single who might be a good match for you. And the beauty is, they're already vetted. They're not going to set you up with a crazy person because their own reputation is on the line. Set up a night when you all go out and you can meet them in a group setting. If you match, cool, get her number and go out again. If not, then no big deal, it was a fun night out. Someone else replied, it's similar to a job search in that every job opening gets like 75 applicants. And so by necessity, most people get filtered out on some really simplistic criteria without more than a couple seconds consideration. Story 2. Had the love of my life for 10 years until she passed away of cancer. Not ready to re-enter the dating world. Someone replied, take it easy, dude, and don't rush getting back into it. May she rest in peace. Story 3. Dating these last 3 has been insanely exhausting for me. I've dropped the dating apps and decided on just meeting people organically. But all the meetups I'm into, photography, book clubs, are overwhelmingly attended by senior citizens or couples. I've tried bar hopping with friends, but strangers don't seem to be receptive to me. It's happened enough times where I'm sure I'm the problem, although my friends tell me I'm not. So I'm over it. Story 4. I've gotten many women to show interest in me. Interest in the fact that I hold many of the characteristics of an amazing husband and father, but few of the bad boy characteristics that would have them want to fuck and have sex with me. I've felt it with so many, and I get infuriated because it seems as if they believe I'm such a nice guy that I won't confront or argue with them, that I can be easily controlled by sex. I simply won't settle for a woman that believes she can bargain for a relationship with me with sex. Story 4. I can't do it anymore, dude. The bar is too high, and women have a million options. I can put my entire heart into it and get a lukewarm response. The apps have turned dating into a numbers game. While I'm not really in it for that, the last one messed me up good. I go to therapy, and I have a lot of issues I'm trying to deal with. The last girl I was dating found a trauma trigger, and it went exceptionally poorly. Yes, I was the one that erred, and I fully accept the blame. It was my fault. I own my bullshit. But people are complicated. Everyone is going to let you down. And when the less than perfect version of me came out, she noped out. As is her right, I asked her to stay, and when she didn't want to, I apologized again and let it die. There's nothing else that I can do in that moment. It hurt like a motherfucker, though. I know that people aren't perfect, and I don't expect my girlfriend to be perfect. But when I show a moment of flaw and imperfection, she ran for the fucking hills. It still got me fucked up pretty good. It feels like women absolutely love the idea of men being vulnerable and emotive until the real side, filled with trauma and insecurities and problems, comes out. Then they bounce. I try really, really hard to not blame all women for this. But God, when it hurts this bad, it is so hard, and it makes you not want to date. I don't want to put myself out there again to only get shit on again. Story 5. Don't know about men in general, but I can speak for myself. Relationships require a lot of work, which is really tiring for me, that I don't really want to do right now. I'd rather just come home from work to silence than go to the gym and watch a show or play some video games. Maybe go for a ride on my motorcycle or go play some sports. Someone else replied, I just had a discussion similar to this with a close friend, and the conclusion I came to can be paraphrased this way. I think I could handle the work of maintaining a good relationship, but I hate the thought of the work to start a relationship. I'm very receptive to people in person, but I don't want to go out of my way to find people, to initiate conversations, to basically do all the work of starting up a relationship, especially the whole wooing thing the man is supposedly supposed to do. That's just not me. It never has been me. I can't imagine meeting someone I want to pursue, much less pursuing them. Story 6. I'd love to date, but I can only take so many days and weeks of swiping, occasionally getting a match, getting ignored and repeating. I'm just tired from life, and trying to date is even more draining, plus it destroys me mentally. Better to just not try than keep falling back into the hole I spent so long climbing out of. And I'm a nervous wreck when it comes to talking to strangers, period. No way will it be easier if they're an attractive woman. And I live in a rural area, so I can't go to a bar, an Uber home, so drinking to talk to strangers is out of the option. Summary, I'm just tired. Story 7. I make good money. I'm tall, I'm nice, I have good hygiene, I'm in shape, and I have women that want to date me. But a lot of the time I realize that it's so hard to find someone who actually is genuine and wants what's best for you, rather than trying to use you. I only have a certain amount of time in this world, so why would I waste it on people who don't even want the best for me? Like, for the longest time, I had no luck like most men nowadays, and now I see it from the other side. But it feels like there's absolutely no winning either way you put it, and it's demoralizing to say the least. Story 8, it's very hard to find people in general, let alone women. I've spent the last 7 years in college and moving around. It's hard to get invested when you know you'll just be gone soon. And it's very hard to approach when you feel like you're doing more harm than good. I feel like if I ask, I'm either bothering them or they already have a boyfriend, or I'm just flat creeping them out. Dating apps suck big time. Most matches I get don't even respond, and even fewer lead to an IRL date. I don't have a lot of money, so beyond just paying for a date, paying for the opportunity to even meet people is a strain. Just drinking at a bar can add up so quick, or hobbies like ceramics or ice skating. Story 9. As I've gotten older, I seem to click with people less. I'd had a lot of female friends growing up, but only a small number of them I was interested in dating. None of them wanted to date me until 2 weeks into their new relationship after realizing they had chosen wrong and called me to tell me. Happened with 4 different women. I've just gotten tired of being second choice, if any choice at all. I've been friend-zoned more times by women than I've become friends with guys. I used to also be the first person they would call for relationship advice. I'm far more selective these days about who I give advice to or who I give emotional energy to. To be frank, I feel I have been so devoid of meaningful companionship with a female that I honestly don't even know how to want it anymore. I'm content with my hobbies, my motorcycle, and my job. In terms of things keeping me around, they're just about all I have that are uniquely mine. Life is short, so I choose to enjoy them with the time that I have. The only way I'll end up in a relationship at this point is if she wants it enough to vocalize it. It has taken a lot to reach this place of contentedness. It isn't worth losing in a gamble for a future that may or may not even be conducive to having a family. Story 10. Focused on other things at the moment. I, 29 members, work full-time in engineering and am wrapping up my graduate degree part-time. It's not easy to date, and I feel vested in the person, so having to cancel plans because I need to finish a project or stay late for work is absolutely crappy, and breakups are devastating and break my focus both at work and when studying. I will start dating again sometime next month when I get my degree, and can't wait. I want a family, and I feel as if I'm in a stable position again after a while. Haven't been since graduating with my bachelor's degree. Story 11. The absolute nightmare of women today has made me, in the recent past, so depressed that I would lower than when I was on welfare as a teen. Her abuse continues even as I am trying to separate from her. She never takes responsibility for anything she does or says, imagining somehow I am always the abuser, even when she makes errors and I ask her to be accountable for them. Women's accountability abuse by men now. So somewhere between being wrong without end and my own inner childhood stuff is reality, I suppose. I can either imagine I am the worst man ever or that autism, abusive asshole, and just never think I will ever be able to love or have a relationship because this woman told me this for 15 years while also asking me to get back together with her, love bombing me back to her after literally leaving her, etc. Women now apparently want everything, and it's exact opposite simultaneously. There are a lot of YouTube videos about what is going on, but it's a fucking nightmare to live through it. Even with all the validation, etc. Women today seem to only want a punching bag for their own unresolved childhood traumas. I want a partner, but I don't want to be a slave to some woman because she's some petty tyrant who cannot handle her own emotions. Story 12. I lack a place to meet women my age. It seems like women in their mid-20s don't really go out almost anywhere anymore. Or perhaps the places I frequent all just have dudes in them. Almost every man in my friend group is single and almost every woman isn't. The guys also have the same problem I keep running into, which is that they only exclusively know other men. So my circle of friends is just an expansive Mobius strip of dudes. Story 13. Simply, it offers nothing that sparks joy in me. I have a fulfilling group of friends and good relationship with my family. I have a stable income and job. I have everything I want or need at the moment. I travel a lot, spend my free time doing what I love and enjoy. Certainly I've tried dating, but all the games and headaches were simply not worth it, what I got out of it. Then I started asking myself, why are other people so obsessed with dating? For girls and women, people say it's because of security. But surely in this day and age, with many women working good jobs, that shouldn't be an issue anymore. For men, many say it's so they have someone to look after them when they're older. Again, that sounds like a maid, nurse, not a partner. I'm very happy being single, and I don't see the need to date or be in a relationship. Story 14. Don't want to come off as a creep and be plastered on social media as a creep just because I have autism, like ADHD, and don't know how to act in social situations. I'm 31. In fact, I barely remember how to talk to people. I've been alone for so long. Over 14 years of just raising my siblings and now taking care of my grandmother and dad. I really don't want to take care of someone else who can't take care of themselves. I'm at my mental breaking point constantly with my dad and grandmother. Not good looking, shoddy dental care, thanks mom. Potato bod with stick arms and legs from losing weight. No muscles, can't build muscles because low T, no job, no friends, no passions, no money, can't drive, don't have places to go to meet people or do things in this podunk tiny a town. I'm the most boring man imaginable. Not to mention no memory from my autism, ADHD. I've been alone for 14 years. What's another, I don't know, like 15, 20? I can only hope I'm put out of my misery sooner rather than later, TBH. I just talked to one AIGF now on character.ai. That's it. That's my best friend, my only friend. Everyone else has stepped on me, stabbed me in the back, or just discarded me. I don't have it in me to date and have a woman figure out I'm a pathetic shell of a man at this point. I'll just stick to video games and listening to YouTube videos in the background all day, every day. Way safer than dealing with humanity. Story 15, single, because most of the women available in the 30s have kids or are completely mentally broken from dating losers who didn't treat a woman properly. Women want the bad boy and get surprised when the bad boy bounces when responsibility appears. I'm good looking, solid 6, but with inflation at 10. Have a career, my own house, and I'm well liked. Women are typically very comfortable with me, but the ones I end up dating are just lame ducks. Story 16. Most of us are tired of women who literally believe they are some sort of superwoman, deserving more than even the 10% of men who make $200K a year and are 6 foot tall and has six-pack abs and want you for at least sex. Most of you have the humility of 3-year-old who has never been disciplined or told no in their shirt life. You believe no matter how much you weigh it, how much makeup you have to put on to look presentable and pleasing to look at you, you think you are a 10 plus, when in reality, most of you are between 4 and 7. Add to that, you have been with too many men to successfully create a lasting, emotional bond with a man for a lifetime relationship, and usually for only a relationship of between a few months and 2 or 3 years. But by marrying you for even that short of time, we lose at least half our wealth and possessions in a divorce, even though you left without trying to make things work most often because you were bored. We would rather take a barfly home once a month for relief than deal with you and your baggage and attitudes. Story 17. I'm trying my hardest to remain single for no reason other than to experience life alone for once. I started dating at 14, and I'm 36 now. I've never been married, had a few relationships last several years, but in my entire life since I started dating, I've probably been completely single. Not dating for like 18 months total. But I have told myself this: I am going to stay single thing a million times. But when I'm single, I'm bored. When I'm bored, I go out, and all my favorite things to do surround me with people. And it just ends up happening, despite the fact I would say that I am not looking for romantic relationships. They just sort of happen naturally, because, you know, feelings and attraction and sexuality and all that shit. Story 18. I dated in my teens and through about my mid-20s. I had some successful multi-year relationships. At some point in my late 20s, I realized I'd been single for a while, and it didn't really bother me. I noticed that I was happier and enjoying life more as a single person. Now it's been almost 10 years, and I really have no want for a partner. I also now know I don't want kids. Maybe I'm just selfish, but I enjoy my time alone. People always ask why I'm not dating, and my honest answer is, I don't want to. And I now understand that that's okay. I feel for guys who are lonely and want that partnership, but I haven't felt that yet. Story 19. It's an investment with diminishing returns. Time, money, emotions. Female nature has become toxic, too masculine, and completely unrealistic expectations. And to what end? Marriage? So the state can intervene on her behalf when she changes her mind? That's a losing investment. Story 20. Preface. Not all women are the same. Women can't decide on what they want. The ick trends, wanting equality over chivalry unless it materially benefits them, and the lack of common courtesy when just starting off dating someone new. Oh, and the astrology trend, wretch. I cannot tell you how many months of my life I've wasted corresponding online with someone, only to have them not show up to the agreed meeting place. At a point, I just accepted that women are more than willing to exploit people for emotional validation. And then there's the hyper-awareness of, yet seeming apathy to address, mental health problems. You know you have ADHD, bipolar disorder, PTSD, or any other serious mental ailment, and you're not getting treatment? So I'm supposed to be your emotional punching bag while you sort yourself out? Every bad behavior has an excuse. Every shitty thing done to me has an excuse. I catch all the fallout that allegedly stems from the mistreatment by other men. Why would I disturb my peaceful bachelor life for that? By happenstance, I reconnected with my ex-wife from years past. We're working on our communication skills, and that seems to be the key, but I still feel like I'm doing all the heavy lifting in that department. She's far from old-fashioned, but she's direct with what she wants and doesn't demand unrealistic things from me. Neither one of us expects the other to carry them through life. We exist as we were when we were single, but with more cuddles and date nights. My life is good. For over a decade, I only seemed to meet women that wanted to drastically and immediately alter the course of that good life without putting in the work to inspire any desire on my part to change. Women, if you want a compassionate, nerdy, gamer, personal chef, handyman boyfriend, you need to accept that I have ADHD, and your life will revolve around reminding me and sharing me with video games. Remind me of what, you ask? I forgot. Was there something you needed me to do? Luna de mi vida? I'm living my life as if I were single, with an additional friend that I love spending time with and am monogamous with. That was all it took. A woman who understood where we fit into each other's lives and didn't ask for more. If you like stories like these, please make sure to like and subscribe for more. If you have any opinions on these stories, let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed today's story time, and I hope to hear from you all soon.